What's going on, guys? My name is Commander, and welcome to Wii Sports Resort back here at ESA. Now, if you don't know, back in summer of 2017, this man, Chris Sufi, that you see on screen, ran Wii Sports Resort when we were just coming up with strats. This was before I was very big in the community, and where the community now, which is over 500 people, is such an amazing thing. So, Chris Sufi's going to be back, at least in me form. We miss him. Come back, Chris Sufi. We miss you. And we're going to be doing some Wii Sports Resort all sports. What that means is it's going to be all the main sports. There's so many tricks, so many people to talk about, and that's kind of what the theme of this run is, that the people make this run work. But without further ado, we're going to launch right in. We're going to start with Classic B Frisbee Golf. I'll explain why probably in hole 2. But we're going to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, so I have to stay silent here at the very beginning due to the fact that I have to try and make a hole-in-one off the bat. It saves a good amount of time. Thanks, Kirsufi. Okay, that's probably not going in, but we're going to land in a safe enough position to where we can birdie, so that's fine. So, Frisbee Golf is the hardest RNG-wise because wind is such an important role, and I whacked the ground. This is fine. It's one of those things to where you don't lose enough time for it to matter in the end. There we go. So we're going to finish off hole 1. Frisbee Golf has a lot of optimizations that came with it. You're going to see optimization number here as long as the wind likes me. And the wind likes me, so let's go for it. So if you watch, I have the camera zoomed in really far so that you can see my Wii remote angles. So what I did there was what we consider wipeout throw, and we made it! Ooh, this could be really cool. First albatross in a marathon. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to stay silent for this. We just barely missed it. That's fine. So, what a wipeout throw is, discovered by Wipeout Jack 7, is a throw in which you whip the Wii remote back, and well, you go back and then you whip it forward to where it acts like you threw it farther than you actually did in real life. A lot of people throw this way. I find this way to work so much better for myself, and it's how I've been throwing a Frisbee my whole life. Okay, that's not necessarily going in, but it should allow us to get over the river, which is important. And then we also have to thank Alaska and Semrex for frame off for optimizing Frisbee Golf so much. Now we're going to go into a completely different sport, golf. Same courses, so much more different things to talk about. I need to choose Classic B again. Technically Classic C is faster, but as I was trying last night, Classic C was not liking me at all. Okay, 20 miles this way. I'm going to do a full power shot there. You can do backspin, so much. Quick history on golf. It was a dead category until 2018 when Darbian decided to run it, and it's been a very important category in the community since. There's things that we have to watch out for in golf. We don't want hole-in-ones, we don't want chip-ins, and we don't want really fancy putts. That's due to the fact that if you do any of those things, there's a good chance you're getting a replay. I mean, with hole-in-ones and chip-ins, you're always getting a replay. And replays lose time because you can't skip them. If you could skip the replays, it would be just like OG. Tree strats. Shout out to 10 Dog for tree strats. This is going to be ugly to try and deal with. I'm going to play the safe approach. Speaking of 10 Dog, he's one of the people that figured out, like pin RNG, and also the fact that the pins aren't set. It depends on your score. There we go. That's a really nice spot to put it down. And things like that. Wind RNG, Tyler, Roadrunner, Danny H09. Those are some of the people that when you think of golf nowadays, that's who is like the big golfers. And they're the ones who optimized this category beyond belief, and now the world record is like 10:15 for an 18-hole, which is insane for the fact that my first 18-hole run was over 20 minutes long. This is going to be an interesting one due to the wind and where my pin location is, but we're going to end up in a really nice spot. So we can exit out here once I get to this hole, similar to regular. There we go. Okay, now we're going into table tennis, and this is where this camera really shines. So, table tennis used to be something that lost a lot of time back in the day. Back in 2017 when Krasufi showed it off. Alaska XP2 came in, and he realized that Cole, although from Ontario, doesn't like backspin. He doesn't know how to deal with it. I'm going to try and go for a double table bounce here. Oh. Didn't get it, but still got it. So as you can see, while I hit his serves back away from him, what happened there was the Wii Remote will sometimes automatically calibrate to try and fix how it's set up, because it doesn't know what you're trying to do. You'll see that in skydiving as well. So I'm going to try and get these serves again.
5-0 for the win.
And I got a DBT. So you saw a second bounce came up. That's because I hit the edge of the table. And that allowed me to exit early, because once the second point or second bounce pops up, you can leave. Okay. Speaking of cool things, this is called jumpless basketball. It was found out by Ten Dog, made easier by Ghost T, theorized by yours truly because I was in an interview and they were like, hey, what's the next greatest thing in Wii Sports Resort speedrunning? And like, if we could not jump, we could save time. Also, I'm one of the few people that can actually make a basket with this. I doubt that's going to happen because I'm not attempting to go for it. But if I do, it's cool. So you can see, based on my Wii Remote, wherever I'm placing it, I do it upside down and kind of in Wii Remote fashion, I guess you could say. Okay, we're going to jump into Sword Play Duel. This has stayed the same, but we use a different Mii to try and beat. So we're facing off against Fumiko. Fimuku guards up and down. So we have to swing guards, vertically, so we have to swing up and down in order to knock her off quickly. This is all about... There we go. Now we're going to go into bowling. So, bowling actually has two different strats. There's a turn right, spin left strat that was made kind of like, well, by Love Baseball, Jimmy Steele, and used mostly by Cedric because he was the first person recently that in our community to get a perfect gaming spin control, and a lot of the spin control strats involve turn right, spin left. I'm doing the opposite. This was made popular by Alaska. It's a little bit slower, but it also is a little easier to set up. Oh, we just missed one there. But it's spin to the left, or turn left and spin right. And you're just aiming, you see those two arrows I'm aiming for. I'm aiming just for those arrows, and depending on where I land in those arrows, I can change my spin. Like, I needed a much bigger spin there, but I didn't plan on it. I can change my spin to kind of angle out what's going on. Now, I needed less spin there. But I'm going to show off another fun trick. It saves 0 time, but it's really funny to watch. So we're going to aim over here, and we're going to drop it. It's going to go to the side. And now we can quit once we land in the gutter. Okay, now we're going into canoeing. So canoeing was one of those things that you were good at it, or you weren't good at it. Krasufi actually, back in the day, was the best canoeer in the community. But after you watch a bunch of Krasufi runs, you learn to be good. So now we have cool people like Benders, and from all the All Stamps run, Mursaki, and Alaska is really good at canoeing now, which is good because back in the day he was the worst canoeer in the community. But now he can do this really well. But Benders currently has the gold for this. As you can see, it's long, deep strokes. We're going to exit out. We save some time in that. Okay, into archery. You're going to see something very different in this run compared to what you see every other runner do. And that's intermediate. So, I'm going to theorize for a second. We're still testing this. Elevation is a thing in the world. And intermediate has the highest elevation throughout the course. And we want to shoot the arrows down to the ground as fast as possible. So it makes sense to use intermediate. Okay, now we're going into cavern. So the history of the cavern is originally everyone chose beach because that was the first power cruising level. I did testing back in 2018, and we found that power cruising, at least for power cruising, cavern was the quickest by 2 seconds over marina, 2 seconds over marina was 2 seconds faster over shoals, which was 1 second quicker than beach, which is what everyone else was doing. Like optimally, like the fastest that a human has ever completed it. So that makes cavern save roughly 5 to 8 seconds a run, which is pretty useful, not gonna lie. Power cruising just boost at the right time. Don't boost there in the air, but you can boost on this wave here. Also, shout out to the 5 Time Balloon gang, who play a lot of power cruising. Okay, we're gonna go to the beach here. This is important. This is the biggest time save in the run. Don't at me if you think otherwise. We have to click to the beach. We clicked to the beach. Congrats, we saved like 27 seconds. So, cycling is a completely different animal. And it relies more on Mario Kart strats than anything else in this game. So I'm gonna see, I have my Wii Remote pointed down to try and boost better. That's one of my own strats. So it's going to be quick boosts, and then we're playing this like a Mario Kart level. With drafting and stamina. So I'm going to cut shortest distance. We have to watch out for said person who ran out of stamina. That's what happens. Okay, we dodged there. We're going to cut to the right here and use this invisible barrier as kind of like a push to save time. We need to boost at a proper point here so we get a good turn. We are out of stamina. There's an audio cue for it, but I don't have audio on. So we need to draft a little, and that's an important thing because I have to make a very important boost coming up. This one saves about half a second, which, oh, that was lucky, is important in this run. And we're going to, yep, we got that boost. So that's going to preserve our momentum. And now we're just trying to get into the wind zone coming up here so we can draft. There we go. So now I'm going to coast for a bit, except Alicia's trying to push me. And that was lucky on our end. And now we're in the lead. And we're going to cut towards this inside here as much as possible. And now I need to do a pretty specific boost pattern here. There we go. Now we're down to 1 heart, which kind of stinks, but we can make the most of it. You want sub 2s in this, so if I get a sub 2, that's really nice. But anything under 205 in the end is gonna work. Cycling is one of those things that optimizing it saves not as much time as just being decent at it. And we got a sub 2. Check that out. Okay, now we're going into wakeboarding. Wakeboarding is a 2-minute auto-scroller. I'm gonna say some things, and then if there's anything that needs to be said, now is the perfect time. First off, I want to thank all the people in the Wii Series community that's probably sitting in the chat just freaking out right now, because Sports Resort is back at ESA. If Krasufi's in the chat, I want to thank him for running this at ESA originally. There's a lot of what we would call like casual runners of Wii Sports Resort, your RT Games, your Poofashears, your J-Slats, that kind of bring fun and excitement to Wii Sports Resort. There's also the big time speedrunners, Alaska XP2, Mersaki, Necrovita, that play Wii Sports Resort and generate so much hype and excitement for the community. There's people like Wipeout Jack, Gaming Land, Ten Dog, Tyler, Cringe Daisy, Ghost T, everyone who finds strats for this run to make it as optimized and exciting as it is. It's a huge shout out to them. And if you're interested in ever running any Wii Series run, if you want to run Collect 10 Ducks, which we are after this run with an in-game timer, you can do that. And that's the great thing about the Wii Sports Resort community is if you want to do something, you can do it and people will support you. Okay, we got 44 seconds left on this timer. Is there anything donation-wise that can be said here?
Oh, we have a donation, and let me tell you, the community is all up in arms just for you right now in chat. We have a $10 donation from Dragons4477 saying, massive shout out to CmdR for playing a huge part in making the Wii Series community what it is today. Good luck, my guy. Don't lose your ducks. Wii Fit Plus is a real speed game.
Oh, thank you, Dragons. Dragon's another person. He's in a lot of bingos. He's multiple Wii Fit Plus world record holder, if you want to say that, but it's true. Wii Fit Plus is actually a really enjoyable game to speedrun. Okay, finish. We're out of here. We got one more thing left. So, there's this game called Fortnite that came out. I don't know who developed jumping out of a battle bus, but they obviously liked Wii Sports Resort enough, because we're about ready to jump out of our own battle bus. One last time. Okay. We need to grab a person in order to do a cool thing called Gwen Skip. And then I need to set my angle and we'll be on our way. So we need to go grab this person and fall to the floor, which I think is I think we're gonna fall on the Wedge Island. So you're gonna notice here real fast that I'm trying to keep my legs together and make myself as, easy to fall as possible falling to the beach. But if you notice my Wii remote, it's completely vertical, and that's what happens. The game is trying to autocorrect to your direction. Also, for the restreamer, time ends coming up here. I'd say roughly 30 seconds, 45 seconds when the picture gets taken at the end. That's a heads up. But the game's trying to autocorrect your landing, or kind of your diving, to where you can try and actually play the game properly, but we don't want to do that. Okay. This is looking to be a really good run here. I'm very happy with how this went. I want to thank everyone in the community for coming out. I know there's more donations, and we'll get that in a second because we have some ducks to go save. But for all sports, this is time. And that was Wii Sports Resort All Sports, but we're not done yet. If you want to read off some donos while I set up some ducks, go right ahead.
Set them ducks up. We have a $10 donation from Jake GC saying, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, guys. And don't forget, you can put your donation towards bid wars that are still open. For example, the Music Choice and Spyro, the Cyndaquil name for Pokemon Heart Gold, or if female or male shepherd should save the world in Mass Effect.
Okay. Well, for the restreamer, this has an in-game time, so you don't have to worry about a timer, but if you want to turn on a timer, once I collect the first duck, knock yourself out. So this is Quack Percent. This is our go-to donation incentive for all marathons. Made famous by Ten Dog, who just recently took the world record back from myself. We're in a lake, and you see these yellow ducks. But first we have to go to the other side, because this runs on in-game time, and time begins once you collect the first duck. I'm going to pause here. I actually have a duck list to read off. Okay. All these ducks have names, named specifically by Ten Dog. Not only is this, like, in theory, better for routing, Because, you know, oh, it's Duck 7. No, his name is Carl. Actually, Duck 7 is Ichiro. Or is it Carl? New routes have been made since I got my world record. But we're going to start off with Pete here. Pete sees me? Pete sees me. Okay, we're off to the races, folks. So we're going to go from Pete to Bobby. Bobby is blind, so we have to get pretty close to him. Yep, and we kind of squished him, but that's fine. We're going to go over to Xavier here. Xavier is stuck. So I have to change my routing a little bit to grab Xavier. He was stuck on the pole there. We have a new route here for for Aaron. This was made by Benders, who I previously mentioned. There we go, we got him. We have Snick here. I have to try, there we go. Got him grassless, which is really nice. Now we're going to go and grab Karen. Karen is really nice. We're going to go to Carl here. Carl's on the wrong side of the pond, if you can't tell. It's going to be a little difficult trying to get to him. Okay. Please. Thank you. I got a decent turn there on that tall grass. Now there's two ways you can do this. So Ten Dog recently found a strat to where you can skip Ichiro here and go for Jerry. I don't like it at all. Got him. And Jerry didn't see us. Dang it, Jerry. That normally happens. Jerry's pretty blind. So we're going to spin this puppy around and we're going to get Jerry, but that's fine because someone was super off. I don't know who that was. That was probably Carl. There, we're going to grab Jerry. Spin one more time. We're going to grab Holly up ahead. And all we have to do is go back to Mom. Okay, Holly here. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, we're going to go around that pole. It's going to lose a little bit of time, but that's fine. And now we just have to go find Mom. Mom is where? Mom! There's Mom. Mom, take your kids. There we go. 2:08.26. That is Quack percent. That might be Quack percent marathon world record. That's also my third 2:08 in a marathon. But that's the 10 ducks. I kind of forgot to list off after Jerry. Oh no, I said Holly. We're good. So that's Quack percent. That's something fun that you can run in the Wii Series community. Unless I'm needed for anything else, that's all for me. My name's Commander. Go check out the Wii Series community. Any of the people that I mentioned, including Dragons, go check them out. They're amazing people. They make the community the way it is now. I want to thank also ESA for letting Wii Sports Resort of all games come back to ESA. Chris Sufi, I hope I made you proud. Thanks for doing this the first time. I'm sure it was kind of nerve-wracking playing a Wii Sports game at a super important marathon, but you've made so many people's lives better and at least give me the urge to try and do it as much as I can. So, that's all. Thank you. Everyone have a good day and go collect your ducks.